Hi B, how are you?
Hey Chase, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. I'm really excited for you to be here. I know we were just chatting, and this is actually a new topic for us on this newsletter. We're going to be talking about SMS. Do you mind actually just sharing really quickly, like your background and like your experience in the space?
Yeah, absolutely. So in college, I studied marketing, and I actually launched my own jewelry business. So that's kind of what got me into the e-commerce world and learning the ins and outs of Shopify, and of course, how to retain a customer through email, through SMS, through ads, and all that jazz, social media. And then out of college, I continued to run my jewelry business. And eventually, I actually started working with an SMS platform called Retention Rocket. And so that's what kind of opened my eyes up to this new avenue of how you can reach a customer from such an intimate channel. So, Retention Rocket was phenomenal. I was on the customer success team and was able to work with a bunch of brands and kind of hear, what are their pain points, what are they looking for, and how can we deliver them an amazing software. And so then flash forward about 7 months ago, I actually decided to join more of the agency side of things and put some of those, strategies and features and the software that I've been working with into play by helping some clients on more like creative campaigns and, being the one that's actually creating the content and shipping it out instead of helping those. So anyway, they all go hand in hand together, but my experience has definitely helped me, working at structured, feeling confident diving into this type of a role, and learning more about SMS because we're honestly learning so much about it every day.
Amazing. Well, we're lucky to have you at Structure, and we're also lucky to have you here today. So, do you mind starting? Like, how do you see email and SMS? Are they complementary? Should someone start with one or the other? Like, how do you think about the relationship between the two?
Yeah, that's an awesome question, Chase. So, email is a given. Right after somebody converts on a website or if they have a pop up running, we always want to be capturing that email. That will never die. And now adding on this new option, if somebody would like to also give their phone number, it kind of scares some people at first where they're like, I don't really know if I want a brand to be texting me. But we kind of position SMS as just that like VIP and exclusive, feeling where when you're receiving a text from one of your favorite brands, you're so excited and you're like, oh my gosh, like I feel like the founder is texting me right now. And they just sent me like a funny GIF and a meme and truly like playing into copy to making sure that it feels, important and your customers want to be receiving those messages, whether it's an exclusive promo that they can only find through the text club, or it's an exclusive product drop that they release before any like social media or email. Um, and giveaways. There's truly so much that we can do with the channel, and we kind of always lead with it feeling extra personal. Is definitely something that we always want to make known with any SMS that we're sending out.
Amazing. That's fantastic. So I know today, like one of the things that you've been talking about and really heading up on our side is like this whole conversation around like short codes versus long codes. And I know there's some stuff happening in the industry. Do you mind kind of like educating people on like what's happening and why this is important?
Yeah, totally. Okay, I'll try to do my best job at explaining it, and kind of have some like analogies. But basically, for the past, maybe I could be butchering this, but let's say like everybody's been really getting into SMS probably in the past like 3 years. It's still kind of new. And pretty much every brand has been on a shared short code. And short codes are those 5-digit numbers like 45766 that people have been texting. And multiple brands can be on one of those phone numbers. So, Urban Outfitters could be sharing the same phone number as Sephora. And when a customer opts in, they can opt in using a specific keyword. So it tells the SMS platforms, like, okay, this person is attached to Urban and not attached to, REI. So it puts people into that segment of that phone number. Um, And it's worked for a long time, but as more brands want to get into SMS, some problems can pop up where maybe somebody accidentally sent the word, hello to one of the phone numbers, and that keyword was attached to a different brand. So then compliance kind of gets involved, and that person truly doesn't want to be opting into that specific brand. They want to only be getting content from wherever they signed up. So, when we start to see these problems pop up, we have to pivot and we have to come up with a solution, so everybody is in a good place. And the SMS carriers, as well as platforms, have developed a new wave of encouraging brands to get on dedicated phone numbers. And there's three different types of dedicated phone numbers, and they all have different, costs. They have different deliverability. They have different filtering, and those three different dedicated phone numbers. The first one is a dedicated short code. So what I just mentioned earlier, having like a 5-digit number, like 33379, you can buy one of those, and it costs around, I would say, $500 to $1,000 a month
Wow.
to have that phone in your name. So it's expensive, but there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do with it. If you have your own phone number like that, you have unlimited amount of keywords to work with. So you could have the keyword 1234, you could have the keyword VIP, the keyword hi, hey, um, anything under the sun that you want, and especially keywords that really like speak to your brand that you can use to your advantage. Like, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to buy another version of this shirt. Would you like it in a small, medium, large? And it's an awesome way to, get more conversions and understand more things about your customers. So there's a lot of fun things to do with those dedicated short codes, and they're smaller. It's a smaller phone number. It's a lot easier to remember. So you can include that phone number in email campaigns, in your Instagram bio, on TikTok, and say, hey, text VIP to 12345 to opt into our text club. Um, a few other benefits of short codes are they're super quick. When you want to send something to like 1 million subscribers that might be on your list, it'll take under 10 minutes. So you can send that blast out in a timely manner, especially if it's like a flash sale or something that you really want customers to get very quickly. And then also they have less filtering from carriers. So it's just overall better deliverability. If you're going to spend $1,000 a month for that phone number in your name, that message is going to get to your followers and customers that are on your list. So sorry, I'm spitting a lot of info about that, but then there's also two other options on these dedicated phone numbers. The second option is a toll-free number. So a toll-free number is, like a toll-free number that we see on TV all the time, like call 1-800-500-4576. And you can also attach one of those phone numbers to your brand. So it's a little bit longer of a phone number. It has decent deliverability. It takes anywhere from like 1 hour to 5 hours to send out a message to your entire list if you wanted to send like a one-time blast. And it costs $0 a month. So, if cost is top of mind for a brand, toll-free number is a phenomenal place to start. And as your list continues to grow, then you'll kind of want to start having the conversation of, like, do we want to migrate over to a dedicated short code? And then there's plenty of options for kind of going down that route. And then finally, the last option is a 10-digit long code. So like a phrase that people will say it as a 10 DLC. So it's like industry, lingo, if you ever want to throw that out there. And basically a 10-digit long code is just like a phone number like yours or I's. So there's also added benefits though to having a phone number like yours or I's, because then you really feel like this is a person. Sometimes getting a text message from a 5-digit phone number, you're like, oh, like this is a business, that's texting me. So a 10-digit long code is another phenomenal option, Again, it will take longer to send an entire blast out to your whole list. And 10-digit long codes typically have a little bit more filtering from carriers. And, they're not as reliable as a short code might be. They do cost $0 a month as well from SMS platforms. Um, and, I definitely encourage brands that are just starting out, hey, like try out a 10-digit long code and try out a toll free number. And then as we start to see how the channel's performing for you, let's check out those dedicated short codes. Do you have any questions about that, Chase? I kind of spit out a lot of info, but it is truly fascinating with all the new changes in phone numbers.
No, you're fantastic. And for anyone listening or watching, if you guys want more SMS content, please let me know. I'd love to bring B back on. This is just one thing that we covered today, and she runs her whole SMS division team, so she's a wealth of knowledge. And then B, I guess the last question for you is like for anyone that wants to learn more about some of the things you mentioned, or even wants to work with us on the agency side, is there a place on social? Is there an email? Like, what's the best place for someone to reach out or connect with you?
Yeah, definitely. Email would probably be best. My email is bea@structured.agency. And I definitely want to start up like a structured text club one day. So one day I'll have a phone number for people to text in at if they ever want to get in touch. But maybe for our next call, we'll have that ready for everyone.
Amazing. Well, B, thank you so much. And if you guys liked SMS, let me know and we'll bring her back on. Thank you, B.
Thanks, Chase. You're the best. See
All
ya.
right. Bye.